Welcome back to another edition of North Georgia Business RadioX Business Minute. Today, we're going to be talking to Ron Combs from Combs Pest Control. Welcome to the show, Ron.
Good afternoon. Good morning, Joy. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I have read some really amazing stuff online, and there's one particular thing I want to ask you about because now we're all, slowly getting back outside after, dealing and still dealing with COVID-19. And I saw this review online from Reba Atkinson down in Flowery Branch that says,
Yep.
my daughter and I have never been able to use our backyard because of the mosquitoes. Ron came out last month and installed the new mosquito system, and we haven't seen one since. We can use our backyard again. Thank you, Ron. And that was Reba Atkinson from Flowery Branch. Now, can you please come do this at my house? What in the world does that entail? How do you get rid of those pesky things?
Absolutely, we can. Here's the deal. Last year, I've been in the business for 18 years for myself. So last year was our starting of our 18th year, and I wanted to do something different. Mosquitoes treatment has been around for a handful of years, but the only method we had that I knew of at the time was what we call the spray and pray. Basically, you put a backpack mister on, you spray everything in the backyard, and you potentially kill off all your pollinators, all your butterflies, all your yellow jackets, all those sort of things. All your honeybees are all killed off.
Oh no!
So after doing that part of the spring, early in the summer, I kind of did some looking around, read some articles, talked to a couple of different vendors, a couple of different experts, and I found a system called Into Care, IN2CARE. What it basically does is it's a decorative flower pot looking thing. And Joy, you've seen pictures of it.
I have, yeah.
That you put in your yard, on your back deck, wherever you could place them at, wherever I can place them at. And it's got water and a bacteria in it. Not spraying for mosquitoes at all, not killing any pollinators, not infecting your children's lungs or anything like that. This is a no spray way to take care of mosquitoes. So naturally, being new science, it's been proven obviously to get EPA registration, but for me, it wasn't proven yet. I'm a prove it kind of guy. So I took a couple of them out to my house. I've got some standing water on my back deck. So I've still got a few mosquitoes in my yard when I put these stations out. I put them out. My wife is a magnet for mosquitoes. She gets eaten up all the time. We use our back deck virtually every day.
Wow.
So putting these things out, and once I put them out, she realized that she wasn't getting eaten up at all. So I tried some at her son's house. He didn't get eaten up. He texted me in February, said, where's my system at? Come hook me up. It's that good. So after proving it a couple of times at my house and our stepson's house, I realized I really was onto something. So I went through the training to get registered to do these systems and started doing them about a month ago, end of March. And Joy, I'm telling you what, I can't keep these things on the shelves. They are flying out of my warehouse.
Well, I'm ready for one. I'm ready, Ron. You just let me know.
I'll be there. I'll be there first next week. Get yours done for you.
I love the fact that
really.
Well, I love the fact that you
ahead.
said, this is something. Okay, so you have tons of people that are still out there. I see the signs in people's yards all the time. We'll spray for mosquitoes, but you made a really good point. It kills all the pollinators, and that's also another big concern right now. Is of course the honeybees. And, making sure that is taken care of. And this technology is very, very new. But like you said, it's approved by the EPA. You went through the training. And so that's really awesome. And it's also safe for kids and pets and everything else, correct?
Absolutely. We are only the second company in North Georgia that I know of using this system currently. So we're kind of being ahead of the curve. One of my biggest concerns, I'm glad you asked that, Joy, was I've got 3 dogs. We've got 13 chickens in our backyard. We've got kids in and out of the house all the time. And these are flower pots that are sitting on your back deck, in your yard, those sort of things. So obviously a concern was going to be, what if a dog or a child or a chicken gets into it?
Exactly.
The answer I was given, because it's a bacteria, it's got very little actual chemical in it. Most of it is bacteria that kills the mosquitoes off through a scientific process. So the answer I was given has been proven out. There's no effect to mammals by this at all. So a child could literally walk up, put a straw in this pot, and drink the entire thing and not have any effect. I wouldn't recommend that.
Recommend it, yeah.
But we've got an 18-month-old in our house quite often, and a toddler. If they get in this, it's not going to harm them at all. Either one of our three dogs.
Okay, so let's talk about this as well. So does it work alone? I mean, let's say someone has a really large backyard. Are you gonna have to spray as well, or is there like a certain? I know you said they're like flower pots. Is there like a certain area, like a square footage or something that one of these things can cover?
All good questions. I had the same questions before I went through training. I was of the misconception when I started in training, I would have to find some sort of natural supplement, some sort of natural mineral oil to spray in the affected areas as in addition to these. That's not the case at all.
Wow.
14 of these stations are designed to cover about an acre. So if you figure the square footage of someone's backyard, uh, typically 3 to 4 stations per backyard. I've got about a 1,800 square foot house sitting on about 3/4 of an acre. I've got 3 in my backyard. It does the trick fantastically. Reba Atkinson, you mentioned earlier, has got about the same size house, about the same size yard. 3 of them work great for her. As far as spraying, I could also always put some peppermint oil, tea tree oil in a sprayer and spray if something is necessary. But what I use in conjunction with these flower pots are granules. If you got any standing water in a bucket or a bird feed or something around your house,
Mm-hmm.
I've got some granules called Altacid I can put out in that standing water that has the same effect. What it basically does is the mosquitoes land in these flower pots. They lay their eggs, their larvae in that flower pot. It's got about 1.5 gallons or so of water in it. Those eggs will never hatch out. I come out next month, I'll see those eggs dead in that pot. Then wherever that mosquito lands after that, whether it be a bird bath, a downspout, a gutter, wherever, she'll leave that same bacteria in that water source. So
Wow.
basically contaminates every water source on your property over time. Wherever she lands, that water's contaminated.
And that was my
So it
next
really
question. Well, my next question is, how did it spread? And you just answered that. They literally
right.
do some of the work for you. Now, how often? Obviously, you don't just place them and they're just there forever. So, how
Right.
often do they need to be, checked on and things like that?
Roughly every 30 days. I'm out doing some now that I put out at the end of March, excuse me. So roughly every 30 days, 25 to 35 days is what they recommend. So it's really a once a month thing where most mosquito spraying is done every 3 weeks. It's harder on your budget. It's harder to get scheduled, harder to be there all the time. If they're spraying your backyard, again, you have to get your dogs inside. I've got
Mm-hmm.
to put my chickens inside the coop, whatever animals or kids you've got around the house. You've got to get them inside when this guy sprays. With this system, I literally had the house I was at right before I called you. A dog walked up and licked my hand while I was doing it. There's no effect on that dog at all.
Wow.
So it's friendly for kids, friendly for animals, friendly for adults, elderly, immune deficient, whatever your situation is, this works best for you.
That is amazing. And let me tell you, there was one other review that I read online, and that was from somebody named Zach Kellogg, who lives down in Buford, is what it said. And he said, these stations are amazing. My girlfriend and I used to get eaten alive by mosquitoes, but now we don't see any, thanks to Ron and Combs Pest Control. And that was Zach Kellogg from Buford. I mean, like I said, I'm ready, and I'm pretty sure as soon as this gets out, you're going to be inundated with calls.
Bring it on. I'm ready for it. We're trying to, I've got some in the warehouse now. I could have some more here the middle of next week. So keep the phone calls, emails, texts coming in. We want this all over North Georgia. We know, I've seen, like you mentioned earlier, Joy, all the signs. We'll spray your yard for $49. Yeah, you'll kill the butterflies and yellow jackets or butterflies and honeybees also.
That's
This
not
is
good.
science. Science is amazing. Technology is unbelievable. I never thought I'd see this day, but I'm so glad it's here. I'm so glad we got on board pretty early.
I am too. Like, I'm really excited. Now, tell me this, Ron. How can somebody get in touch with you and get something set up? Maybe if they need a little bit more information. Of course, I'm going to go ahead. If anyone wants to actually look at this technology online, all you have to do is go to www.in2care.org/videos. And that's www.in2 care.org/videos, and you can see this. I was blown away. I really was. I was blown
Yeah,
away. So how can we get in touch with you to go ahead and get this happening in our homes?
if you want to text or call 678-617-6951. This time of year, texts are probably better. I can get back to them fairly quickly. I could also text you that same video Joy was talking about if you don't have time to look it up. Email Combs Pest Control Georgia, all spelled out, Combs Pest Control Georgia @gmail.com. We're on Facebook at Combs Pest Control, Twitter at Bug Assassins, LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. Whatever way you want to get a hold of us, we'll give you away. But it's 678-617-6951. Text or call. We'd love to hear from you.
And I just want to remind everybody that's Combs Pest Control. That's COMBS, Combs Pest Control. Well, Ron, let me tell you, I am so glad that you were able to call in and give us this information. I know you are really busy, and you probably have more of those to place today. Am I right?
I do. I've got some in the truck right now. I'm headed to Zach Kellogg's house, as a matter of fact, to replace his, to reboot his for the month. I've got a few more to place today, and I'll be out at your place about the middle of next week.
You know what? That sounds great. I cannot wait. All right. Ron Combs with Combs Pest Control. Once again, 678-617-6951. Thank you guys, all of our listeners, for making sure to listen in to North Georgia Business Radio X Business Minute, making sure that we still have a voice and we are giving the businesses that rock in North Georgia a voice as well. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. If you own a business in North Georgia or know someone who does, nominate them for the North Georgia Business Radio X Business Minute. You can give us a call at 678-653-5288 or email joy@businessradiox.com.